Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Peggy from the Pearl Forest, and today I'm going to make some acrylic painty papers to put in the journal. I'm really working to get some signature pages. I like the fact this is blank. That will be great. So let's see if we can finish this one up. Let's see. I've got a whole bunch of palettes here. And we'll just start putting out some paint and putting some on. So this appears to be fairly translucent, so one coat of paint will not take care of this page. So we'll have to come back with some more. This isn't actually the size of a page either. So, well, it's a small one if it was. But you can have small ones. Anyway, I'm hoping to, with a brush, mostly, finish some of these pages up. Okay, we've at least got paint all over this page. We'll put it aside to dry. Okay, so that's kind of see-through, so is there something that could benefit from that? Once again, these are small, and they're not going to be a signature page. So let me set that aside. This could be a small page. If it wrapped around this way. So well, we'll leave that there. So if this is about half, what if we put on a mushroom? Like this. Just a single one here. We can let that dry and do a stem. Or maybe we'll put the stem on and then put other color over the top of it. And maybe on this side we can have some taller, skinnier mushrooms. This could go in a mushroom journal. Some of these have quite long, kind of leggy shapes. Sometimes you have happy like this where it just seems to flow. I think we'll be doodling over some of these as well, so that will help define the shape. So I think this looks good. Find a spot to put it. What else can we put some orange paint on while we're here? Let's see. We have this one, which is not totally covered either. This is going to need multiple coats of things. I was looking for paints that weren't quite so transparent, but we'll have to keep looking. But we'll use this one up while we have it here. Unfortunately, it's not quite enough. Hope you're having a good day and maybe get your paints out and have some fun too. Okay. Put this one aside. We've mostly used up that pink, so let's see what else we can do. We have this green one here. Wonder how this one would look. This is Cherry Cobbler. Hopefully it is not as transparent. Let's see, I want to keep the frame. So maybe we'll just sort of outline it. You know, you put a lot of things on other pages often, so even if you don't think there's enough with the paint, there's other things that you can put on them. Even just putting a pocket on and filling up your pocket adds things. And I'm not worrying about doing this perfectly. This was just generally framing this. And of course, when you fold your paper for your signature, only half of this would show at a time, unless you put it in the center of something. So that covered pretty good. I'm happy with that. It's a little thicker, so that might take a bit to dry. What else can we finish up? These are all small ones that we might come back to. Okay, we have this. Let's do the edges. Once again, this isn't 8.5 by 11, so if we use it, it'll be smaller. Plus the back is not just blank, although you could write on it. Okay, so let's see if we just kind of randomly put paint splotches out here. I think we will distract from what's on there. We can always come back and add something else, or like I said, we can also do doodles. These sort of look like a botanical flower pent that you might have dried some flowers on. Okay, I'll put this one over here to dry. What else might like that color while we have it? Yeah. For one thing, I do have paint that got off the edges of my paper. So let's soak that up. That might end up being really nice anyway. We have this green one. And when you fold it, you're not going to get this picture. So what if we, well, what if we just kind of pink blob where the picture is? I'm just making this up as I go. And then maybe another color can come in here and add extra dots or stripes or squiggles. Take this off the edge. And do our clouds and our hill. It's amazing what sometimes doodly stuff can do for you. Let's see, we have these words. Let's see, I have to keep track of which one I had if I need a little more. And maybe we'll go up and get this flower. And maybe we'll just leave the flowers out there. Maybe they can be doodled into the design. Okay, that kind of adds some interest. And let's see, we got some more from the edge. And we have this one. That yellow is so pale that you really don't see it. I think this is kind of nice how it kind of bleeds out. And I think I only had enough for one stripe, so maybe, yeah, don't really have, well, maybe I have enough down here. We'll put other colors up above. Okay. Now what other color would we like to try? That one. Or what do we want to put it on? Well, we have more green. We also have this, we have this blue. Maybe this pink would be good. This is light pink. No, I don't wash the brush in between. Let's see, that little thing there is fine. We can just make some squiggly things. Come back with some other stuff in between if we want later. Just a random squiggly pattern. Whoops. Hope you're having a good day. I'm having an okay one. Try to make the best of what I got. Some days are challenging. That's true of being a mom. Okay, so we have this one. I'm not sure how fast these all are going to dry. We'll come back and doodle them another day. Let's see. This is a newspaper one. It'll be too big for a signature page. It'll have to be cut down or folded or something. But part of it can be a journal page, and then other parts of it can be something else. Just a second, let me grab another page. If I had the hairdryer out here, I could dry these faster. Okay. So this won't be complete coverage, but it'll be plenty enough, especially to add doodling on. Which I think will be a video coming to your town soon. Okay. Let's see what the other side looks like. Maybe we'll save that for a different color though. What else is in our pile? We'll have this one, which doesn't have a lot of paint on here. Let's see if we put a lot of water in here. Kind of mix these together. Just kind of hoping these would show the background part through, but then again, it won't cover up the words. We'll come back through with a little bit thicker. Oops. Okay, so I think we need something not watered down. We'll try this one. This is Plum. Okay. Kind of splashed out there, which gave me an idea of making this watery and sprinkle it. And some of the lighter color too. Okay, and if we decide these aren't good enough on the back, I can either cover them with coffee dyed paper, or I can come back and paint the back as well. Here's another newspaper, and let's see if we can water some more of this down. Add some plum to this one. Especially on the white. Whoops. Keep missing that corner. The white areas. These were clean up underneath and wipe off pages from previous paint times. Do some splatters. Sometimes the messiest cleanup, whatever ones are some of the best, most interesting. Okay, I'd like to do some on that side too, but I'm going to have to let this dry. Try that place. Here's some green. I think that would look interesting with this purple. It's gotten watered a little bit. Hopefully it covers enough. It's kind of an, you know, an unusual to me combination of colors, but I guess there's flowers in these combinations, and probably other people use them. Okay, I'm going to put this one aside. Reminds me of the mushrooms. Maybe this purple might be nice for stems. So it'll look good with the orange. Well, it looks like the sun shining in there, which is just a happy little occurrence. Okay, these do look good together, I think. All right, I'll put this back to dry. Sometimes finding enough places for drying is challenging. We have this one. We have more. Don't really go to the edges, so don't really have that, but let's add some of this plum to this one. Get it kind of a little more dark and intense on the edge. But then I'm kind of just cleaning my brush off out here. Good to spread it before you let it dry too much. Okay. Got paint on that one. What else do we have? Well, we have this purple one. Don't have a lot of purple left. some on here. And see what else we can find. Let's see. We have gray. Try that out. We can just leave the bird picture in there. I'm not selling it, I'm just sticking it in one of my journals. Okay, let's see, we have this ribbon here. There we go. So, could make these birds gray. I was hoping it wasn't quite as opaque as this, but maybe when it dries it won't be quite as much. Might have to just doodle some definition back in. So these are gray, but they have a little bit of plum in them. Okay. I think instead of having though these words, kind of redo the ribbon. All right, let's see. We have this pink one here. Maybe it would look good with this gray. My brush was a little watered, which maybe isn't a bad thing, because we still want to see the pink. You can come back and give a little unwatered coverage where we need a little extra. By watering it on my brush and on the paper, then I'm not watering down the container where my paint is. Got too much here. There we go. So I've thinned the paint down to cover it. Now I'm gonna go in and just add some seemingly random lines. This might be a good candidate for doodling as well. Maybe make some spaces that are a little more intense and opaque. And if it still slows through, we can maybe doodle or something. Okay, that one has coverage. These are getting quite wet. If you see my dyeing video where I'm talking about putting it on a rack, this is what I'm talking about. Put that one down on the ground. Here's a green one. We can do some, let's see, put some water over on this side. We can cover this one with the wash. Let's see. I have a bigger brush. I don't think I'm going to be able to show these to you at the end. I'll put some in a thumbnail, but they're going to be way too wet to pick up. Hopefully you can see it well here. Okay, let's blot up some of that. Put some color on this one. Put this over here to dry. Another rack. Let's see, we have a doily that's partially painted. So we might as well finish it up, and we could use it in a journal. This is, I think, reactivating some of this paint. So it's mostly white on the back. This is definitely reactivating some, but that's okay. Okay. Now let's see what else could go with some gray. We have this one. Don't have a lot of gray, but we could put some around the edges. Maybe we'll splatter some as well. It had a similar color in there previously. And let's, oops, blot up some of that splatter. So this one might be done on that side. Still have extra here. So we'll start that one. Put this one to dry. What is it that you guys are going to be doing after you watch this video, or what are you doing while you're watching? I think I'm going to be doing some fussy cutting. This looks like it like it's stuck to another piece of paper and kind of tore off some of the paper. Let's see if we can add some interest to this white area. Although it has a little bit of that lacy placemat, sort of looks like I'm thinking bees, honeycomb. Well, I can't say these aren't all unique. Sorry for the rattle. I'm getting out another wire shelf. Let's see, what else can I make? This one actually looks nice. We'll leave that as it is. This one doesn't have much on it. What if we try some green? This light green. I've spilled butter on that. A little darker green. A little bit of blue. This is Liquitex Basics. This is Liberty Blue. And that's our gray. Well, let's go with these for right now. So we need to cover up a lot of writing on this. So what if we do our wiggle squiggles? Could do one going the opposite direction on another one. We can also do like a plaid. Oops. And one up here. Can always come back in and pick it back up to fill in some more. And let's see, maybe we need one down here, coming off the edge a little bit. And feeling like maybe a little bit of this blueberry. Seems like a nice combination. You cover up enough of the writing, you really can't read it. This is a little bit bigger, so I'm just gonna make my squiggles bigger. Whoops. This would be kind of fun putting together with some other ephemera that has colors that either are similar or coordinate. And this background will kind of pop around them. I'm not really happy with this one. But that's how it goes. Okay. And we have 2 more racks after this one. Okay, what else would we like? Well, we have another one of these in a different color range. What if we try plaid? It's not going to be really woven because this direction is going to be underneath. Oops. Hopefully we land on that splotch. Okay. Try that out. Try this one. We'll have to come back the other direction after it dries, or they'll just smear. Oops. You could take your time and not be as messy as I'm being. I'm just hurrying and trying to make them more childlike. Okay, that one will have to dry. Get the green hair off the edge. All right, maybe do a couple more. We have this one that just needs a little something. Maybe this blueberry. Maybe it just needs splatters even, just to fill in. This is the light green with the blueberry. And if you have something like this left later, kind of put a matching one over here. You can also just glue something on that. So that's always an option. Now here's a file folder I was working on. Let's see if we can clean this one up. Okay. Put this aside to dry. The problem with using two-sided prints is that you have stuff on the back as well. That doesn't look bad the way it is. Why don't we paint this side? We'll just give it some general brush painting. A little bit extra here and there. My dog is snoring. Okay, and then there's still a little blueberry here and there. Now the back is gray and green, so maybe I'll just introduce a little bit of the green so they kind of go together more. Okay. So you can just brush paint on. You don't have to have a jelly plate or excuse me, I just dropped things in my wet paint. Or stamps or stencils or any of that kind of stuff either. You can just brush things on. We can even try, you know, using a sponge. I didn't have a big enough palette, so I'm just putting them on here. This is just a round brush, foam sponge thing from somewhere. Not sure where I got it. But it does make kind of a fun design. Kind of like fuzzy jelly bean caterpillar somethings. You can tell me what you think they look like. I think that I would put a different shape on here for another color rather than more of the same shape. I don't think that would look as interesting. So I think I would go back and stamp it with something else. Maybe, I think I have scissors with me. I know I have smaller amounts of this, but maybe I'll just try maybe the darker one. Just try painting this. And then just putting some of it on here. So just experiment and see what you can come up with. Trying not to hit the camera. So that's kind of interesting. Not sure I still have places to put them though. But it's hard to stop because there's too many fun things to do. What if we do kind of bluey green? All in one direction. Oops. Oh well. Dip it in the wrong one. It's okay. Maybe alternate. When you have kids and you're good at getting rid of stuff, you wouldn't have as much sitting around the house as I do. But I am not as good at getting rid of things. Since I've had these things for so long, I couldn't bring myself to just throw things away. I wanted to make a use of them. Hence my channel and junk journals and kits that I'll be selling as I share some of the things. That's interesting. I put some brighter green on there on some of them. Let's see if we can get some off the edge here. There. That's an interesting combination. Almost has a little iridescent look to it. All right, when will we quit? I don't know. Hard to say. This is another one that's sort of torn. Maybe just dry brush some stuff on here and there and try to cover up some things. This is just really cleaning off my brush. Okay. And there was one other thing I wanted to do. Not normally with blue or green, however. But we could do leaves. Normally I think I'd make the holes at the top of my page. So we can set ourselves up some leaves to doodle with. Just kind of splash them around the page. Kind of just based on the fact that I have green sitting here. Before I use all the paint, I think I'll put a flower over on this side. Put some more leaves here into the middle. Oops, there we go. Now let's kind of make some kind of a blue flower here. Let's see. I might petals weren't quite coming out, so we're doing a modification here. See if we can get another, maybe smaller ones down here. Maybe we'll make these like little buds coming out. Okay. And see if we can dig up any of this purple here. Put in the center. There we go. And we'll add doodles and other stuff to that. Okay, just drop this in the paint. Okay, a little tiny bit of paint on here. Let's see. Let's see if we can do a watery wash over this. I hate to leave the paint behind, so put a little bit on here. Plenty in the brush. A little extra out on here. Okay. And sometimes when you want your paint to go a long ways, it doesn't. And then when you just want to use it up, it doesn't seem to ever go away. Have you ever had that? Even though we're using the same paints, the last picture and this one, they'll look different because of the color that's underneath. Although I think I didn't add this color to the other one. So I got it wet with the thinned paint, and now I'm using not really thinned over the top, but it's blending in sort of like watercolor would. Give it a little bit of darker spots here and there. If we still have paint in here. Splatters go a long ways too. You think you don't have much there, but you seem to. No, that doesn't seem to be doing anything anymore. I think we're getting down to the end. I think we'll make this our last one. And so that's all for now, and our fun playing with just paint, putting it on paper to try to finish coloring them for preparation of doodles and signature pages. Thank you for coming along. It's Peggy at the Pearl Forest. Hope you're having a great time and lots of fun. Bye. See you next time.